Salvete omnes, this is Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Return to Kroz. In fact, this would be the final episode of Return to Kroz, because the game only has 20 levels, we've been doing them 4 at a time, and we're on level 17 now. So, we're almost there. We're on the home stretch. And in the last episode, we actually had kind of an odd bunch. We had level 13, the Spaghetti Cave, level 14, Teleport Central, level 15, when green enemies attack, and level 16, the Big Mess of Stuff. And now level 17 is the Chamber of Horror. Most of the levels in Crow's names don't actually have official names, but just for the fun of it, I should try making up my own for some of them. But I don't need to here. This one is kind of weird, and it has a fairly specific set of steps you have to follow to complete it. First of all, we're boxed into this little room here with teleports and teleport traps. We want to use one of these, and we want to try to get to that little room where the tablet is. Yes, this one. Good, first try. The tablet tells us that the bubble creatures take off 3 gems when touched. Those little blue ring things there. And the level is absolutely full of the things. But there is one nice thing about the bubble creatures, which is that they're completely stationary. At least I think they are. If they actually do move, I have yet to see it. Anyway, now we teleport out here. We're going to be needing to use a lot of teleports in this level. Get sealed in, but then we can go after the second open spell and get ourselves one of the keys. Coming up here, we can get another key and open that path. And now we have to start tanking hits. Bye-bye, 15 gems. Third open spell gets us access to those creature zap spells and whips. And I'm going to see if I can land in there with the teleport. Because it'll save me having to use the gems or whips for it. Yay! Alright, let's start zapping some bubbles. There's so many of them, though, that it still won't... Well, basically you want to use these to make paths between them so that you don't have to use as many gems getting through them. Thing is, though, they don't entirely do the job. I wish there were like 2 or 3 more zap spells in here, because they always still leave enough of the bubbles alive that you're going to have to tank some hits. But, let's see, what do I want to do here? You can use whips to get rid of some of them. It's up to you whether you want to use 1 whip or 3 gems, I suppose, in a lot of cases. I think we can actually get out of here without taking any damage, so at least we could if I press the right button. And there's another one. Now we actually do want to get this question mark here, even if we do have to take damage for it, because it's actually a gem pouch. And then next, let's go ahead and go over to the right here. Whip some of the bubbles. I think at this point in the game, chances are whips will be easier to replace than gems, or at least they won't be 3 times harder to replace. This level gives you a decent number of whips, and not too many gems aside from the... Well, I guess it does give you the pouch. And this chest here. 6 gems and 2 whips. Yeah, I'm gonna need all the gems I can manage for this level. All the gems I can get, I mean. Also, yeah, there are red enemies here, but they're gone now. This is one of those levels that's not that hard, but mostly just seems to exist for the purpose of making you waste your resources. Oh yes, and there are bonus letters in this one, but they are totally not worth it. Not even remotely. Unless you have a heck of a lot of gems that you don't mind losing. Alright, so now we can get these teleports here. The reason we didn't get them at the start is because they would create empty spaces when collected. And the more empty spaces we have, the less likely we would have been to have our teleport land us in that little room. Which way do I want to go? That way. Sounds good. Some careful maneuvering. Blech. And also maneuvering to the electric fence. Also, my favorite thing, moving walls. Not content with stripping you of your gems, this level wanted to make sure you lose some whips too. And because the bubble creatures are stationary, you can't even make them suicide into the walls. I would honestly recommend just mashing the left button. Oh hey, that actually works to my advantage there. Just mashing the left button while you're whipping, so that the walls don't get as little opportunity to box you in as possible. Also, teleporting out, because I'd rather lose the one teleport than that many gems or whips. And get a bomb to help out here. And one more key. Come over here. And we have enough keys to get through the rest of the level. Now, like I said, level 17 is not difficult, just kind of annoying because it makes you waste so many gems, even with the gem pouch taken into account. Also, pointless Quake Trap is pointless. What exactly is that even supposed to do? Also, pointless creature zap spells are also pointless. Well, I said also twice, but the only real purpose in even getting these is for score. Or maybe for revenge. Or if you actually are crazy enough to go and get the Kroz letters. Also, pointless wall trap is pointless. But we're moving on to level 18, the last randomly generated level. And there are a lot of moving walls in this one. There are also a lot of question marks, and okay, Quake Trap. Great start. The thing about this one, though, is it also has these creature creation traps, or, well, creature generators, but also creature creation traps, which I think all of these question marks are. There might be a gem pouch in here somewhere, but I've never bothered to check. Thing is, though, in this one you actually want to trigger the creature creation traps, because the enemies will eat through the walls. Oh hey, there is a gem pouch in here. I didn't know that. That's good, and that was lucky that it happened to be so close to where I started out. But as I was saying, in this one you actually want to step on the creature creation traps and let the creature generators do their thing, because the enemies they spawn will eat through the terrain for you. Of course, you'll probably have to expend at least a couple whips, but... Also, Power Ring. I don't usually get that because it tends to be kind of out of the way, but... hey, it's right there, so why not? Also, once again, the bonus letters hardly seem worth it here. Where do I want to go now? Well, the exit is way over on the right side of the screen, so... let us just keep spawning enemies and running right the heck into them. Yes, you will eat the terrain and you will like it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be spawning too many of them where I really need them. Oh yes, the moving walls can box me in, but guess what? Oh, more Quake Traps, that's what. Need some more creation traps here. I don't know if the traps themselves actually give you any points. Yes, they do. Not that that usually matters, because in most levels, they're a bad thing, but... oh hey, reveal gem scroll, too. Wow, I'm just hitting, like, everything in this level here. But more creature creation traps? Want that gem. Okay, I think I now do have a clear path to the exit. Well, almost clear. I wonder if I can actually lure this guy into destroying the wall. No, I can lure him into destroying me. So, that actually worked out a bit more nicely than I would expect, and on to level 19. And we are in a maze of twisty little passages, mostly alike and all made out of water. This is the Water Labyrinth. And actually, dang it, accidentally skipped through the tablet's message. Well, I guess you can pause it if you want to see it. The thing about this one is, well, one thing about this one is, actually it seems like it's probably more straightforward than level 13 was. Really. Also moving walls, blocking corridors, because why not? Everyone wants a little more annoyance in their day, right? Let's see. I want to go down here and get the freeze spell. And I could probably use that to take advantage of more than one area. But first things first, I want to go over here and get this bomb. Because it'll get rid of these doors for me without me having to use a key. Because yes, bombs can indeed blow up doors as well. Let's see. Go ahead and go down here. Seems like there is some other purpose I had for that enemy freeze spell, but I don't remember what it was. Okay, got that key, the one I was mainly worried about, because it's kind of easy to accidentally have the monster trample that one. Now we can go back and get the chests that the bomb freed. If I could learn to quit running into the water. Six gems and 2 whips. Looks like we're doing alright on resources right now. And 8 gems and 2 whips. Nice. Of course, then I have to go and run right into the 4 red guys. Also, moving walls. Also, those 3 chests there, I'm not going to get those because they're blocked by a creature creation trap. And I don't really think it's worth the risk, personally. Well, risk nothing. I don't really think it's worth having to deal with more enemies in the level. But another chest here. And more enemies that we're just going to have to tank through. That would have been a good use of the freeze spell if I could have made it last all the way over here. Those stupid, fast, high damage blue enemies. Can I make it? Okay. Okay, so we're... Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. I forgot a key. And it's the one past the room with all the question marks. In fact, looks like I forgot 2 keys. But I think I'll come back for the other one. How silly of me. You were supposed to eat the thing, not me. Also, just gonna whip the blindness potion because I'm impatient. Careful maneuvering through here because these are indeed creature creation traps, in case you hadn't guessed. Except this one. That's actually a gem pouch. The green guys here aren't really much of a threat. Yeah, just, like I said, careful maneuvering. Not as careful as if they were bottomless pits, but still something you don't want to step on. And now we can progress through the level as we would have normally. And figure out the best way to deal with these blue guys, because I am inevitably going to end up taking a ton of damage from them. that was possibly the worst, well, that was the worst possible way of dealing with them, running into every last one of them. Well, I guess I have the gems to spare, but still, it's the principle of the thing. And next, time for some more damaging. Or, more damage. This opens that wall, and you can guess what that does. I really hate when they make you do that. I really do. But, there's our second to last key, and bottomless pits. Watch the heck out. Once we get through here, we should be relatively safe. One key in that behind that tunnel there, and to get that, we need to get this open spell, but any guesses what this question mark is? Also, in case you're wondering what creature creation traps look like when they're not question marks, there you go. It's a little upside-down yellow triangle. Thank you, game, for spawning an enemy right next to me. At least they're red enemies. And we had to trigger that anyway. At least these blue enemies don't have to, or we don't have to worry about them hurting us. Well, I don't think we have to worry about hurting them either, since technically they basically killed themselves. But I digress. Quake trap. Again, not a particularly relevant one. And more doors. One does not simply walk into more doors. Also, a hidden reveal gem scroll, and it spawned absolutely no gems in a place where I would actually go and get them. Thank you, game. But we still have 3 keys left, and are you ready for this? It's the final level! The final countdown. You finally reached the deepest level of Kroz. And this is the one I could never beat as a kid. You survived so far, adventurer. Can you succeed? Oh, well, I would hope so. Go here for Reveal Gem Scroll. And when the level gives you one of those at the start of it, that's probably not a good sign. But we have to teleport out if we want to get anywhere. And I like to do this level... crud. I like to start from the right side of this level for 2 reasons. Also, yes, those blue face-looking enemies do as much damage as any other blue enemy would. But as you can see, there is a statue in this one. And if we don't get rid of that, it will continue to molest us. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Get rid of that blue enemy. Oh, hey! It actually didn't take too long. Whoops. Oh, my ears! The statue's final revenge. But anyway, these green enemies surrounding the tunnel are blocked in by invisible walls, and this, right here, this is the reason I could never beat this level as a kid. See this tunnel here? Well, the only other tunnel in the level is guarded by the green guys, and they're surrounding it, so you can't get through the other tunnel. Well, if you want to get through the bottom side of the tunnel down here, then you need to get some of the green guys to suicide into the wall up there, so that you'll have a space next to the other tunnel that you can exit. I could not figure that out for the life of me. But anyway, tunnel, teleport, go! There we go, that's the right side. Also, once again, don't even bother with the letters. Blindness potions and bottomless pits. Just like we had in level 13, except this one's a bit longer. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep. You know, I never really thought about it before. The blindness potion sound effect actually sounds very similar to a digital timer I had once. We do need this open wall spell, because otherwise we can't get to the artifact at the end, the goal. Because being the last level, this one actually doesn't have stairs. It has that little club-shaped thing over there. And that is the artifact, and that's what our quest is all about. We're trying to get that. Oh, that's another thing I couldn't figure out as a kid. I didn't realize how you were supposed to get in there. And I apparently didn't think of wall open spells, despite them being required for previous levels. Also, just gonna wait the blindness potion out and teleport out. Come on. Tick-tock. This is utterly interesting. Really, quite fascinating. There we go. And it put me fairly close to the next key I want to get. This one is also really good at making you lose gems. But yeah, freeze creature spell so we can safely sneak by these green guys. Also, yes, whip them, destroy them. That was revenge for level 15. And while the freeze spell is still going on, let's go in here and get some chests before that blue guy destroys them. Because, of course, being frozen, he can't do anything about it. So much treasure. It's lovely. And open wall spell if you want even more treasure. And let's go ahead and get that, depending on where I... okay, let's not. Whoops. Whipped a little too early there. And more moving walls, because, hey! What level would be complete without those, at least late in the game? Okay, so the freeze spell wore off. Also, whipping this potion for 3 reasons. 1, because waiting for it to wear off is boring. 2, because waiting for it to wear off is boring. And 3, because waiting for invisibility potions to wear off is really boring. I'm gonna go ahead and teleport out again. Too many enemies in this one. Seriously, are there any non-randomly generated levels, aside from 17, that have this dang many enemies? Should be well stocked on whips for a while, though. Really, I should have been having these guys suicide into the walls all along. Or at least a few of them. Go down there and get this gem that the scroll spawned. Now, we want to go in here right now, because there's that key to the left we can only get after we do that. Or unless we want to expend a whole lot of whips, which I don't, obviously. Also, nice column of gems for us here. And one spawned by the reveal gem scroll. Well, a slow creature spell isn't a freeze creature spell, but it's something. Also, this is a creature creation. Whoops, didn't mean to whip there, but... And now the level has even more enemies. All 3 colors. But it gives us a gem pouch if we go all the way down there. And I can probably get through the level without losing 25 more gems than I would have otherwise. Well, I mean, the creature creation trap probably didn't spawn enough enemies for me to lose 25 gems as a result. Oh, whoops. Invisible walls. Walls that shouldn't have been invisible, but were. And more tanking. And we are through. Also quake traps. And yeah, I realize I could have gone and gotten that power ring, but this late in the game, there's really not even much point. Also, SM was here. That stands for Scott Miller. He was the one who programmed this game. Also, if you care, there's another... Wait a minute, there's another key up. Oops. I know I don't need it right now, but I'm going to go ahead and get the key just because. I'm not sure why they put a key there. Or this Creature Zap spell. But why not? Sweet Creature Zap Revenge. Bye-bye, monsters, or at least some of you. So, we are officially done with the game! We have beaten Return to Kroz with a score of 140. Well, okay, I'll come back to the score, but yeah, the crown is finally ours, and we get 25,000 points from it. We have 322 gems remaining, 225 whips, 20 teleports, and 4 keys. And I don't remember off the top of my head how many power rings we got, but I think 4? So, oh no, something strange is happening. You are magically transported from Kroz. Your gems are worth 100 points each. Yes, you actually get extra points if you end, depending on how many gems, whips, teleports, and keys you finish the game with. Also, that is quite a pitch slide there. Your whips are worth 100 points each. Your teleport scrolls are worth 200 points each. Your keys are worth 10,000 points each. So good to save as many of those as possible if you're going for high score. And high score. Yes, I'm Amelia. High score 267,680, and since we beat the game, it is indeed level 20. Press any key to continue, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Also, I've never heard of any of these other games, but I wonder if any of them would actually be worth trying out. Probably not. Also, I don't think we can actually do anything at this point. We just have a C prompt here. But anyway, that was Return to Kroz. And now for the dreaded outro. This is one of those games that I don't really know why I like it. I can't explain what it is about any of the Kroz games in general that I like. There's nothing that particularly suggests that I would, considering how different it is from the games I normally play, as well as how different, for that matter, it is from the games I usually LP. But it's decently fun. I mean, it takes some patience for sure, and having multiple save files certainly helps. But it's certainly worth playing, at least as long as you have a computer that runs DOS or can emulate it, which of course I did. And I think at this point they're technically freeware. I'm not entirely sure, but considering everything, I guess considering that their original price was apparently like $7 to $15 each, that's really not even that bad anyway. So, anyway, we're done with this game. I may or may not do more Kroz games in the future. In particular, the one immediately after this, Temple of Kroz, I believe. Yeah, Temple of Kroz. The 5th game in the series. That's actually pretty similar to this one, and it might actually be a little bit easier even. So, that would probably be the next one I do, if any. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next project.